Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the swamp. I am so excited to introduce to you someone brand new that I just discovered through the help of Arthur. Was it Arthur who told? Yeah, it was Arthur who told me about you. And that's Trish. And she has a website called Ribbons and Wax. She makes her own candles, oils, right? You do oils as well, and rocks, gemstones.
Those
Um,
just kind of seem to go along with it. Yeah.
just go along with it. She sent me a birthday present to do this, and that is this candle here. As you can see, it's called a Sea Witch. I wish I could smell it. Oh my goodness, it smells so good. I haven't lit it yet because I wanted to wait till after we did the show. I didn't want it to be all burnt on the top. So, guys, I'm having some kind of technical issues with my computer. I'm getting like really weird clickety clackety feedback. I don't know what the hell it is. My son's trying to figure it out. I don't know. So just deal with it. I'm sorry. Just um it's just that we're gonna have to tolerate today. So Trish, welcome to the swamp, although I don't have that in our background, but that's okay. And how did all of this come about? How did you get started with making candles? And you also do healings as well, right?
The healings came later. The candles probably started, well, I seem to develop a pull to candles as a kid, not to burn them for some reason, but back in the 70s. I don't know if anyone remembers the peeled looking ones. I always thought those were kind of weird, but I love the colors. I just kind of got fascinated by them. And as a young kid, I lived in India for about a year, right at a
Oh
really good
wow.
age of inquisitive. You're at the age like 9, 10. So you're at that perfect age. You're not too young and you're not in puberty where you only dealing with puberty. You're kind of right at that age where you're just inquisitive and you're kind of absorbing. And during that year, I remember Diwali, their ceremony of lights, and the
Mhm.
candles that had they were everywhere in these little terracotta pots. I was obsessed. And when Diwali ended, I remember crying and saying, "Why don't we get to have candles all the time?" I don't know, just kind of just stuck. And
I love
flash,
candles. Yeah.
but the thing was, I never lit them. That was the strange thing. I was never into lighting candles. Just obsessed with them. Go to the store, always went to the candle aisle. Just one of those things. And then when I was uh, about 20, I think, my parents had divorced when I was very young, and my father, being a sculptor and toy designer, I'd gone to visit him when I was about 20 to stay in his studio. Took some projects along. I'll quickly go through this, but we quickly discovered that I sculpt. Same as him, but I did abstract sculpting and I started using the material he used for his designs and his work. I started doing some art shows immediately after and was full on 3D abstract art sculptor. And
Yeah.
about 10 years
Oops, we lost
working.
you.
And so uh, this was
We lost
before
your picture.
internet, so to speak. And I had a Martha Stewart catalog. So I'm working in Chicago and I had this Martha Stewart catalog and there was this soap kit and I ordered it. It came, spent a weekend making some soaps, took them into coworkers and thought, okay, that was fun. Let's go to the art store and get another kit. There's got to be something there. So I go to this really cool art store downtown Chicago. They don't have anything like that. But up on the top shelf, buried in the back, was this little candle starter kit. I read it, said I needed to have all these things I needed to have. I bring it home, and I'll never forget the weekend. It was just a tiny little votive kit, just tiny little, reach over and show you, like this size candle. And I read the
We can't
instructions,
see
and
you.
within just a
Can you
couple
hear me,
minutes, I went, I don't want to do that.
Trish?
Turned around and made something completely different in a tiny little cup, and I was hooked. And
Can you
everything
hear
I
me?
made just kind of kept throwing his name, and I kept experimenting, found the
No,
right stuff
she
that
can hear me.
was
Okay.
and just earth friendly, no chemicals, eliminated kind of that from what I do, and kind of just started taking stuff on, and found that I was sculpting. And my father had passed probably in just a few years before that, and I ended up, one of the last things I have of his is one of his knives he used always to sculpt with. I have a photo when I was a baby in his hands. He's got that knife. He's sculpting, and I have his knife now I use, and that's pretty much what I do. So I sculpt wax. Anyway, I think that kind of answered your question. How I got into it
Yeah.
was.
Can you hear me?
No, I cannot.
Okay. Because we can hear you, but we can't see you.
I can see you, but I cannot hear you. It's really, really faint.
Yeah. Let me play around a little more. You're gone. It's like we can't see you.
And I can hear you, and
Yeah,
I
I
can
can hear
see
you
you,
great,
and
but
I
I
can see
can't see you.
myself, and I'll just make sure I'm hearing everything. But yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. Can you hear me now, y'all? Is that better on
I can
sound?
hear you. It's super, super faint.
Really faint. Okay. Ay ay ay. All right.
Yeah, you're right.
What?
The right mic selected.
I look at it as
Um.
there's a lot of energy
Let's
going
see,
on,
the right mic.
and it's interfering with the electronics. That's how I'm going to interpret it.
Headphones is the speaker. The mic is the HyperX. Okay, can y'all hear me now?
I hear you very faintly.
Very faintly. Yeah, the mic is up. It's way up. I'm sorry, y'all. Bear with me a minute. I'm having a moment. Okay, what about now? Can you hear me now?
It's like you're way off in a tunnel.
Way off in a tunnel, she says, is what it sounds like. Okay, now how does that sound?
It's a little better. You got a little
A
louder.
little bit loud. Okay. I'll put that up a little bit. Okay. All right. Chat's saying loud and clear so they can hear me, but you can't hear me. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. Guys in the chat, stay put. Don't go nowhere. Trish, can you see your button and it says leave studio?
Yes.
Okay. Hit that and back out. I'm going to do the same, and then I'm going to bring us both back in. Sometimes that helps reset everything.
So I touch the leave button.
Yep. Click the leave button. It'll pull you out of the room, and then you'll just re-enter the room. You may have to reuse the link.
Got it. I can do that.
To go back in.
Here
Okay.
I go.
Okay. Okay, guys, we're going to back out, and we'll be back in a minute. Okay, I'm back. Can y'all see and hear me okay? Let me know in the chat if y'all can see and hear me okay. And then we'll just wait for Trish to come back. Hi, Marari. All right. Oh, there you are.
Well, there you are.
I can see you and hear you. It's weird like that. Sometimes you have to completely go out and then come back in for it to work.
Just like life.
You heard everything you said, but if you showed anything,
just like life.
Isn't live stream fun? You never know what's gonna happen.
I just look at it when stuff like
you just gotta roll with it.
I'm totally rolling with it because I just know that that's just a lot of energy going on, and I'm like, and it has a tendency to mess with electronics, and I'm totally fine with it.
God, isn't that the truth? It's crazy. Okay, so
Hopefully you
everybody,
heard me,
y'all can
because
hear and see us. Okay, everybody in the chat saying, yeah, all good. So,
so as
and
long
the
as everyone heard all that, I won't have to repeat it.
no, you don't have to repeat it. If you did any show and tell, it sounded like you were showing some stuff.
The only thing I
We
showed
didn't
was
see
what I
anything.
first started with was
Oh, okay.
this and my father's knife
Ah,
that I was fortunate enough to inherit, and I use that on every candle. So
there
a
you
little bit of
go,
my
putting that
father's.
energy in it.
I
Yeah,
I
I
really believe
have
everything has
a
that. So
couple of big utensils that belong to my great grandmother that she cooked with like every
that's
day, and it went to my grandmother, and then to my mother, and then to me. So it was like I don't
they
use
all
them; they
come
just
to
sit in the drawer. I keep saying I'm gonna get a special shadow box and put them in. I
exactly
just
right.
I keep
But
forgetting
no,
to
you
do
got to
it.
use
So
them. You have to use them.
I'm
Yeah,
scared to use them. I'm scared I'll break them because they're old wood handles with the metal spoon and the metal fork, and when you used to have traveling um, men in wagons that would travel around with pots and pans and utensils and stuff, and that's where you would buy it from. That's
right.
where that came from. So what back in the early 1900s. So yeah, they're well over 100 years old. Um, but the clickety clackety crazy noise is gone. Yay! So I don't know what was screwy, but evidently it's fixed. So good. So okay, so get back to context here. Your dad was a sculptor and something else, and I missed it.
He was a toy designer.
Toy
He worked for
designer. Okay.
he worked for toy companies, but
Oh, how
his
cool.
side was sculpting, and then his cousin was an illustrator from she was born in 1900 to died in 2000. She was 100 years old, so she worked in New York long before clip art, in the deco area. She moved there in 1919 and worked there till 1948. So I just have a line of artists on my father's side, and on
There you
my
go.
mother's side were the ones who, well, hear what they hear, smell what they smell, see what they see. It just came straight through the line. So you just kind of combine those, I guess. And that's what made
There you
me.
go. Yeah. Yeah. My son is a fantastic musician. I've yet to see an instrument he can't play. It's like give him an instrument, a couple of days, and it sounds like he was born playing the thing. I don't understand it. I can't play instruments. He can sing. He's not the best singer in the world, but he's passable. I can't carry a tune in a bucket. He can draw and paint and do all that stuff. It's just phenomenal what he can create in his artwork. I can't draw stick people. It's like I don't know where it came from. It didn't come from me. It had to come back from several generations ago. And his
Right.
dad. Now his dad was a singer, but his dad and I both were into sports. We both played sports growing up. Not him. He played baseball one season, and we had to make him finish the season. He was like halfway through it. He's like, I don't want to do this anymore. You're like, no, you have to finish, but you won't have to play again. His daddy was really bummed about it because he was big time sports enthusiast, and but no, he was our artist. We couldn't keep art supplies because he would go through them so fast, and he still does all that stuff. Well, now it's mostly his music. He's a sound engineer at a club, and he plays and records his own music as well as covers. We have other musicians that come to the house that'll come and he'll record them and then mix their stuff so they'll have a demo tape or something. And I'm like, people say, "Oh, what do you play?" And I'm like, "I play the stereo and I'm really good at it. I can tune those channels right in, but that's it." Um, so real quick, I want to say hello to a few people. We got Edward is here, Catherine is here, Naomi is here, Larry is here, Pam is here, Bugaboo Insect Feeders. Welcome. That's a new name. I like it. That's really cool. Moonchild is here. Sandy's here. Mary is here. Francis is here. Okay, I think I got and Francis and Pam are both new members. Thank you. Please be sure that you email me your email address and your name if your channel name is not the same, just so I can put two and two together. And then when we have members meetings, we all meet on Zoom so that we can all be on together at the same time. I don't record members meetings, so you don't have to worry about being on camera. We're the only ones that are going to see you, so nobody else doesn't get recorded. And okay, and hi Kaylee. Kaylee's another member. So we got through with the house cleaning. As I showed y'all, this one is called the Sea Witch that Trish so generously sent me for my birthday. And as you can see, this candle it's not a little candle. This is a good, 5-6 inches high, maybe more. It's got all these different colors and everything with it. I can't wait to start burning it because it smells wonderful. And it comes with its own wick and everything. And so I know on the paper that came with it, it said that it will change colors as you burn it.
They do kind of have a tendency to do that. It kind of depends. So when the candles started when I started getting back into it, because I took a slight hiatus, they have a tendency to do what I call striate if they're ones that are wanting to get burned. They kind of tell you. There are some that are kind of known as someone's essence candle, and they can just stay the way they are. They don't have a tendency to shift. And I say essence, meaning you don't end up burning them. But a lot of the candles, this is one of the new ones. I just poured him yesterday, so he just finished curing. So this is called Talent. But
oh wow!
Start seeing them start to stripe. So when you look at Sea Witch, it looked a little different when I sent it. So by the time it got to you, see how it's starting to put some stripes in it?
Yeah, it's all, and it goes in all directions. Some of them, as you can see, some of them.
But towards the top, see, you've got a gold band, a blue band, kind of a dark charcoal band. As they start to band, we found that, I shouldn't say we, there's a large community that have found that that's usually a good sign that they're wanting to help with that energy that's coming up. See, which is based on a playfulness energy and a reminder of youth. So happy birthday, belated.
Thank you very much. Yeah. I'm wearing another birthday present too from a new person that we just found that she lives in the same city as me. Oh, we literally only live miles apart and never knew it. And we met for the first time yesterday. She makes jewelry. And I'm going to have her on in the next few weeks as soon as I talk her into it. But her Etsy shop is in the description box below. Y'all can check it out. Jules Handmade Designs. And she gave me some pink earrings for my birthday. I was just tickled to death over it. It's like, oh, wow. And so I love the fact that I'm discovering people that actually live close to where I am. And for a while, you feel like you're the only one in town that thinks this way, and especially down here in the South. A lot of people can be fairly closed-minded about some things. And in the next breath, they're also very open-minded about other things that you're like, okay, how do you not connect those two together? You believe in the vampires and the Rougarou, but you don't want to believe in spirits and ghosts. It's like there's a disconnect there. Go figure. I guess it depends on if you're from the area. If you're a Cajun or not, or a Creole or not, either one. But so you've been doing this for how long have you been doing candles?
The candles started in 1999. Oh,
wow. Okay. So that's been a while. That's the year I got hurt.
About 26 years now.
That's the year I got in the accident, got my back broke. So. Wasn't a very pleasant year for me. And then you also do oils, correct?
I do. I feel like there's this alchemy thing going on, and the oils were a surprise to me. I kind of got honed in that I was supposed to make a little box set of candles for someone to keep within their office that had a certain scent. And so I sent those off, and she said every person who smelled them said, "Well, can't she make the scent so I can wear it?" And I thought, I guess I could. So it kind of came from that. And but the thing
Okay.
is once I did that first one, it's just like I call my group that kind of guides me the committee. Thanks to a friend who named them the committee. So we're
That
so when I
works.
get
Yeah,
information,
whatever.
yeah, whatever goes into the candles, it's kind of the same with the oils, except they're a little bit different. I mean, I can hone into someone that needs something that helps with pain level, or they're trying to get to sleep, or um, whatever it's needed for. I just kind of get pulled in the same way of a candle, but I can also do a group of oils. I don't do, everything is small batch. It's not like I'm sitting here in a big production line. But if I'm pulled that I need to make, like I made a group of oils called smoke signals. So for those who are trying to like hear their guides or their own intuition, it's called smoke signals, and they're just external oils. They're all natural. You can put them on
Yeah.
pulse points or whatever, and it kind of helps with that. So that's kind of where the oils kind of got brought, and those were just in probably the last 4 years, 5 years. So I do
Okay.
a ribbons and oils versus ribbons and wax, and the ribbons is based on that we're all ribbon together. So like your sea witch, that's energy for you, but it also
Yeah.
impacts your
It's
circle.
like ribbons. It looks like ribbons of color going all the way around it. So
Well, but it's based on the fact that we're all connected. So whatever energy was within that candle and whatever intention you choose to put with it, that expands out to your circle because we're all connected. So that's
cool.
kind of
I
how I
like
look at
that.
them. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. I know there's another reader in the community who started doing the oils last year, I think about a year ago. I've got several of hers. She does little oils with the gemstones inside that she puts inside. And she will literally do like a reading on you if you want an oil, and then she'll make whatever it is her guides tell her to make. And I know a lot of y'all know Deanna. She makes wonderful oils. I'm always interested in oils. I can't burn like incense or anything in the house because my guys are all allergic. Candles are okay as long as they're not overpowering. And but I don't like to burn them for very long because an open flame in a house with two dogs, a cat, and a lizard could be dangerous. And because you never know where they're going to go next. And so I like to do the oils. It's like before I start readings, I have a white sage oil spray that I put in a little perfume bottle, and I just spritz it in the air above me and kind of clear energy that way. Um, so that's really interesting. Now you're just starting your YouTube channel. You've been
Yes.
on Instagram. Okay, she does
For the
live
last,
streams on Instagram, y'all. So
I do Instagram. Think I've been on there for 4 years, probably 3 or 4 years. And I do live
okay,
shows on Sunday evenings at 5 Central. And then the goal is to transition over to YouTube just because I'm sensing this shift in the with
right.
social
And
media. It's
what's
going to shift.
did I
So
get your YouTube channel name down?
I believe so.
Um, I've got your website.
Should be the
I
same.
have your
Ribbons and
YouTube
Wax.
channel down. Oh wow, I missed that. So what is your YouTube channel?
Ribbons and Wax.
Just at Ribbons and Wax.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys, there's her channel in the. I just put it in the chat. So y'all all go over and go subscribe so we can get her numbers up and get her up to the bottom of 50 so she can go live on YouTube. Got to have
Thank
50,
you.
50 subscribers now to go live on YouTube. So, which is a lot less than what it was when most of us got started. So that makes it easier, but still, it's that first group of hurdles you have to hit with YouTube to have the next thing unlocked, the next thing unlocked. It takes a little bit of time. Um, so y'all be sure you go over. I put the at ribbons and racks in the chat. I thought I had it in the description box. I'll add it after the show. I'll put that back in there. And I don't know how I missed it, but I did. And and then that way we can get her transition from Instagram to here. See, I don't have any clue how you do live on Instagram. I've never done that. So
It's just one of the options in there. And what we do on Sundays is candles that are, there are many groups of candles that end up getting made that I just only show on the group that shows up for the live sales. And then mostly though, when I'm pouring, they get posted out to Instagram and then off to the, and a lot of people just claim right there in the comments when they want one. And I then can put them up to the website. But on the live shows, we do what's called birthing candles together a lot at the end, which is they've been in the mold for the day and we take them out through the
okay.
light. Because the candles have a tendency to change. Anyone who's had them before knows that they definitely have a personality and they do change.
I've heard
And so we
that. I
do that
didn't
together.
understand it, but I've heard that. So
And they, yeah, they do definitely have a mind of their own. So we'll look at them when they've come out of the mold. Doesn't mean that's how they're going to look once they've cured. They take about 24 hours to cure, and then they get sculpted, and then get posted, and they can look absolutely nothing like that. And then you can go to burn them, and they could do something completely different. And they're all, yeah,
very different. Yeah, it's just like when you
sitting here
go buy
thinking about it.
candles. Yeah, it's just like when you go buy candles at the store, like jarred candles. I mean, I've bought some candles, exact same company that makes them, same scent, same color, everything, and I'll burn one jar and it burns nicely, evenly, no hassles with it. And I'll get another jar later after that one's burned up, and it's like spit and spews and doesn't burn right. And it's like, okay, well, I don't know what happened there, but so a lot of it, I guess, is the process.
Well, I would not. Okay, I am a candle maker and I am an artist, but the big thing is that the candles represent an energy. So they're going to do
Right.
something in someone's space that is completely unusual. I think I just posted something out today. It was kind of a video show that someone had streamed together for me that kind of shows a few of the photos of people that sent to me of what they do when they burn, because they're not traditional candles. They're made safely. There's no chemicals added. They're cotton wicked. It's sustainable
Right.
source waxes and that. The thing is that a lot of times things come through in these candles because they're messages. I'm going to give you a couple examples. Years ago, there was a friend of mine named Rose, and we'll use her name spelled with a Z. She had a friend named Rose, whose Rose was spelled with an S. She had one of what I call the whimsies. So I send whimsies out a lot of times. These are little babies. These get made through the course of making big ones and never know what's in them. They're open intent. So Rose with a Z had one of these to visit the friend Rose. I don't know what if they were ceremony, if they were just sitting chatting. They lit this candle. When the candle had finished and had burned, all four sides had created a rose.
Yeah, that's
So
wild. You were telling me about that. Yeah.
So Rose with an S took the candle home to show her husband, and he said, well, what did she make that created the rose? Well, I didn't make anything. That was what happened. So there's that. There was another candle that was given to someone who, a mother of an autistic son who can't speak. And he wanted a candle lit. He couldn't speak. They lit it. It created the letter I on one side for his name, Isaiah. It created the I that it represented on the other side. And I think it did something about a heart and a mom on this side. Had to do with them. They were communicating. So candles can do that. The other side is that a candle, someone may not know why they're pulled to one. It could be from the color. It could be from the name. It could be the scent that was in it, the music I spin it to. But when someone's pulled to one, they may not know why. I mean, I had a friend here the other day, and without fail, almost anytime I get a chance to see her, she always ends up with a candle out of the studio that was literally poured that day. So she'll take it hot, she'll take it warm out of the mold. But I took one out of the mold, it slid into her hand. It wasn't even out of the mold yet. And she said, I think this is mine. And I said, okay, that doesn't seem like a candle you would have normally picked, but okay. So we wrap it. She takes it. She messages me later. She's driving home about 3 or 4 hours from here. And she said, I had the weirdest sensation. My grandfather was in the car with me, and all of a sudden I could hear him say, don't forget, I owned a flower store. The candle name was House of Flowers. And she got all excited and
wow.
said, my grandfather. So anyway, I thought, oh, that's lovely. So we're on track. The next morning, she messaged and said, this was bugging me. I double checked, sent me the photo. His business is called House of Flowers. The sign is still
Oh,
there. The business is gone, but they never took the sign down. So that was her grandfather's store. So it was a message from her grandfather. This candle is called House of Flowers. It's posted on Instagram. You can go see it. The woman who has it, her grandfather owned House of Flowers. You can't make that up.
you can't make this stuff up. I know it's mind-boggling when you run into synchronicities like that. It's like,
My
okay,
favorite, yeah, my favorite was probably 1 years ago because, like I said, I felt that was your candle, the Sea Witch. That goes to you. That's yours. Period. Years ago, probably about 4 years ago, I had a woman I worked on with some of the energy healing. She'd messaged me and just said, hey, I need to order a custom candle for a friend. And at the time I had, where the studio had been, there was a large bookcase. I couldn't see anything but this one candle. And I thought, I think I already have it. I said, I don't want to know about it. Just mail it. I need to get it to my friend. And I said, okay. And it was a candle I really didn't want to make. There was a period where I got messages about making some birds. And one of the candle names, because the names come in ahead of time, not after, was a candle called Dancing with Seagulls. And I'm like, the only reference for me in order to pour this was a few years prior. I'd been on a trip with someone that was not a great trip, but there was one moment in this trip, it was at a beach in the winter, where these seagulls were around, and I just decided, I don't like this trip, but I'm going to dance with these seagulls. So that was my reference. So when they said you need to make this candle Dancing with Seagulls, I pour it. And it was a tall star candle in all of these variations of purple. I make the candle, been sitting there. This woman says, send me, she didn't know anything about it. I pack it up. I send it to her 3 weeks later. She sends me a message and said that was the appropriate candle, and here's why. She said a dear friend of hers had lost her son recently, and she didn't want to send flowers for the service. She wanted something more personal, and she presented her with the candle. So I'm getting messages from this, so there we go. Anyway, so she said she wanted to let me know that that was the appropriate candle because during the service of her son, seagulls flew overhead in an area where there are no seagulls, and her son was a sea captain who had died.
oh wow.
And the candle, Dancing with Seagulls, the mom who was mourning the son was a retired dance teacher, and her favorite color was purple. So she had a purple candle of Dancing with Seagulls as a memorial gift in losing her son, the sea captain. It doesn't get any weirder than that.
No, I mean, again,
And I made it,
synchronicities, it's
right.
it blows my
So that's
mind the
how they
way
work.
spirit, the way divine source can just kind of put the most weirdest combinations of things together that you would never think logically that you would put that together, and then it's all together into one shot, and it's like, wow, it creates its own energy because it was all meant to be together. It's like Trish also sent me some stones here. What is this one again?
You have to pull them out of
There's
the bag.
one
I was told to send those to you. Let me look. I know one is stromatotite, which is the oldest known macro fossil. That's the stromatotite, and I liked it because if you turn it
stromatosite.
sideways, it looked like owl eyes if you turn it sideways. And I was told to
Oh
send that to
yeah.
you.
Oh my gosh. Sure
Don't you have a
enough.
thing about owls or something? That's what I was told
Every
to send.
Saturday night, the Night Owl slumber party. Yeah,
Oh,
we do a
there you
slumber
go.
party every
Okay.
Saturday night.
Well, that fits.
The lady that I
think
met yesterday
I think
that
I sent
makes
you a.
jewelry. The lady that I met
Mhm.
yesterday, we discovered we lived right down the road from each other. She makes jewelry, and she gave me these yesterday. They're earrings that she had made.
Oh,
They're
nice.
owls.
Oh, there you go.
They're little
Well, then you're
owls.
all
I was like,
covered.
oh my God. I said, I can't believe this. So I'll be wearing these tonight. That's for sure. I'm wearing the other pair now, but the owls will come on tonight. So when I get ready, and then that one's the clear quartz. And then there was the
Should be
obsidian,
tourmaline.
right? Tourmaline. Okay.
I believe that's tourmaline.
Yeah.
Is
I
it
have
raw?
some. Yeah. It's
Is
like,
that raw? Yeah, that's
it
tourmaline.
almost looks like, yeah.
Yeah,
It
that's
almost looks like
tourmaline.
a
The stromatotite piece of licorice. Yeah,
cool. I mean, I have some
piece
that
of licorice.
I've bought over the years, but I don't really know that much about crystals. And at one time, I had them all in a big bowl together. And another reader that's like really into rocks and crystals, she we were on a live stream and we lost Trish. But I'll wait till she comes back to finish the story. But she should be back in a minute. She just got kicked off. Oh, hey, Snapdragon. Hey, Play Love Remember.
I
There
got.
she is. Okay.
I don't know.
Um,
I told you, energy is weird.
it happens. Um, I forgot what I was talking about, y'all. What was I talking about?
Crystals, and you were saying you
Oh,
didn't.
crystals. I had them all in a bowl together, all these different rocks and crystals I had bought. Now the sound's back again. And she saw it and she freaked out. She's like, oh my God, you can't mix those together. And I'm like, why not? They're just rocks. And you'd have thought I'd wanted to kill her firstborn. She's like, no, they're not just rocks. So I had to like separate them out of the bowl and put them like she told me to. It was like I had no clue. So I have no idea. Yeah, we're having some kind of internet issues, Anita. I don't know what the problem is. Um, it keeps going in and out. Now we got the weird staticky sound back again. It was gone for a while. Oh, Play Love remembers saying that explains why I was hearing seagulls you fly before the show. Seagulls were hitting her too. One of the now that explains why she was hearing seagulls you fly because of your seagull story. See, I love that kind of stuff. Or if I'm reading with another reader and we're on together reading and we'll pull the same cards, it would be like, you pull that? Oh, I pull that. That's weird when that happens. That is just so cool. I'm skimming back up to see if anybody had a question about anything about what you do. So, I mean, okay, so this must be somebody that knows you because she's talking about your candles. Now your candles are magical. She may be under a different name on Instagram, maybe
No,
so. I
I
don't
know
know.
who that is. Her name's Pepper. If that says Bonjour,
Oh,
that's Pepper.
hi, Pepper. Well, thank you for coming. And
She's a friend of Arthur, by the way.
she's a friend of who?
Arthur.
Of Arthur. Oh, okay. Okay. Very good. Yeah, Arthur's such a sweetheart. Um, I met him. I guess it's been about 2, 3. We met just before he got his channel up and going, and and then last year I had to go out to California, and we got to meet in person, face to face, which was really
It's
great.
saying there's a recording error. I don't know what that means. I don't know if I'm supposed to touch that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's recording on my end. I think it may be your phone, maybe that's.
No, it's just saying.
Yes, Rose, I know they have different energies. I can't mix them together like that anymore. I didn't know it back then. I just thought they were rocks, and I put them all in a bowl together and go, hey, two birds, one stone, right? I got fussed at plenty by other folks. Like, you can't mix those. Okay. So now I keep them all separate, and I don't have that many though. I have a client that I did a reading on a while back had a piece of petrified wood that was so petrified it had turned into a stone.
Yeah,
And
petrified. Right.
yeah, she sent me a chunk of it. And so I've got that up on my bookshelf with my cards because it's energy on it's very strong. It was like, oh yeah, this is cool. Um, so I'm trying to see. I'm trying to make sure there weren't anybody that had any questions about your process or how you go about deciding which one. How do you know which ones you're going to make that day? Like, do you do all the tall ones on one day or all of the same
Oh no.
colors on one days, or is it a
No.
mixed mismatch, just whatever comes across? Make this candle today, and that's what you go with. Or
I do get the majority of my work over the course of doing this have all been downloads. I get, um, it'll come in anywhere from 20 to 75 phrases words. They come in too fast. I post-it notes, just write. And then I kind of work from that. Um, but I noticed probably about a year and a half ago, I've been living with my Aunt Holly, um, highly metaphysical, beautiful, healing woman, and it's kind of her caregiver. And her health was really declining. We didn't we did discuss it. That's not, we talked about it, but I wasn't getting as many downloads, but I kept getting these pulled to use oracle cards, which is not my thing at all. I jokingly say I'm the least metaphysical person I know. I don't know astrology. I don't know any of those things, but I just
yeah,
kind of
me
get so
either.
to these to like oracle decks. And in retrospect, because she passed away a year ago, I understand that it was a way for me to still work. A friend of mine referred to it as that is a download if they're telling you to work within a deck. Um, because one of the decks I got were dragons, and I completed the deck right before, I guess, the year of the dragon, which was interesting. So there were a lot of dragon candles out there. There was a series of birds that were actually from a deck. Recently, probably about 6 months ago, I was getting pulled a lot to water, but I wasn't sure what I was supposed to do. Found a water deck the day of blizzards started here, so I've been working through that. But the downloads are kind of back in. So I got another download actually Monday afternoon of about 25, a little bit unusual. Because usually if I get that information, I write it down and it sits there and then they kind of tell me what to do. This time, they treated it like an oracle deck. They gave me the information, have me put it on tags, flip it over, not look at it, and I'm to pull one every day blind. When I'm working with the decks, I get information on that too. Some are a random pull, some I'm to work backwards, some I'm to work face up. They're very, very specific, so I have to keep notes on the decks. And when I post those, uh, I try to make sure I'm telling someone if it was part of a series or if it was a download. And I kept getting pulled to totems for people. About 3 months ago, a lovely friend found a totem deck for me to work within because I tried to book. That wasn't it. It was supposed to be a deck. They're tied with crystals. So sometimes you'll get the totems of caterpillar, and they'll get green calcite. You'll get malachite, and it's the butterfly, so there'll be malachite there. And I make those just in very tiny little batches. The rest of them, the downloads, I just made this one yesterday. This is from a download. This is called Spirit.
Oh, I like that. That's cool looking. It almost looks like an
Yeah.
angel in there.
They do that. It's funny you just said angel. Hold on. But when I said I used
Well, turned it.
Percent.
It was part of the coloring. Looked like when you turned it, part of the coloring on that candle looked like an angel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys are referring to some of the stuff on here as people. So, like, we always account for the, well, I shouldn't say everyone, but a lot of us have now accounted for when they get these. It's almost
Like little orbs in there. Yeah.
people. But that's got like Egyptian dragon and amber and dragon's blood and the smoked vanilla. So that's kind of spirit. And then
Okay.
all the constellations. That was a real pain. There were 88 of those. And
Yeah, I was gonna say that'd be a full-time job right there. I mean,
so like here's Capricorn. I mean, that's the Capricorn.
oh, that's cool looking.
And then, but you said angels, which I thought was funny because I have one more card to go through on a gateway deck, and the card I pulled yesterday, angel frequency. So I was to make all of the angels.
I like
on
that
here.
deck. I love that deck. I have that one.
You do? Is that the Kyle Gray deck? Yeah. So I'm almost finished with it, and they had me make 4 angels, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it on there. I'm trying to grab one you can see, but I make what are called angel wings across them.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So
I like that. That is really cool looking. Yeah, because I know when it a lot of times artwork and stuff that will appeal to me. It's like sometimes I want a picture to look like a picture, you know. If it's flowers, I want them to look like flowers, you know, whatever.
Right.
But there's a lot of abstract art that I just love because it's every time you look at it, you see something different, you know, and the colors will kind of shift and change as you look at it, or if you turn it sideways, you get a completely different perspective of it. A lot of that I learned because my son, like I said, my son's an artist. He paints and stuff. And some of the stuff he's painted are things that look like what they're supposed to look like. They're just normal. He did 2 big canvases, and it was like a sidewalk in the rain up next to big buildings going up. And one picture is like somebody's walking this way towards the corner, and the other picture, somebody's coming this way. So depending on how you put the pictures up side by side, looks like are they walking towards each other or are they walking away from each other? And that's really cool. I like that one. And I've got a couple of his stuff on the wall, and then I have it was actually a calendar page that I got from the local reservation when I lived in Arizona. And they did a calendar one year, and all the artwork in the calendar was from the local native artists there on that reservation. And one of the pictures is, it looks like you're looking into a dream. You can see the chiefs, you can see the feathers, the winds like blowing it all. You can see horses, dragons, other things, other faces, all intermingled in this one picture, and it's all in shades of pastel blues. And the first time I saw that picture, I very clearly heard in my head, "We're your guides." And that was right when I first started opening this door back up. Right. And it was like, okay, I can't pretend it's not real anymore because they're getting very obvious that, yes, we are real. Pay attention to us, please. And it's, my mother saw it, who is also very psychic herself, and she had it matted and framed in this huge frame. And it sits above my bed. It's the first thing I see in the morning, the last thing I see at night. And And yeah, they're very they can be very forceful, I guess you could say, sometimes when they want me to pay attention.
Oh yes, I totally get
And
that.
it's
Yeah.
like, okay, give me 5 minutes. No, we mean now. It's like hearing my grandmother's voice almost coming out. You're like, I said now. I mean, right now, not 5 minutes from now. Now. And I'm a big procrastinator. I'm good at putting it off to the last damn minute. Which is why you didn't get a link until 2 a.m. this morning, because
Yeah,
I
right.
got busy yesterday and forgot. And it was like midnight. And went, oh crap, I got to make up thumbnails and links for everybody. And so everybody's like, what are you doing up at 2 in the morning? I'm just awake. I'll go sit out because my son, his work week is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because he works at a club. He runs the sound for the live bands. And so he usually doesn't get home until around midnight, a little later. And in the evening, I love to go sit out on our patio. He bought me rocking chairs for Christmas, so I have my rocker out there. And I go sit outside on my patio, and I'll go to sleep. I'll fall. I can go to sleep anywhere outside. Ask anybody in the chat. They watch me do it on a regular basis on Saturday nights. I'll just go whoop and go right out. Yeah, it'll just hit me, and I go to sleep. And then a minute later, and I'm back up and awake again. To seeing 20 messages in the chat saying, Sherry, it's time to go to bed. Um, they fuss at me a lot. But I'll sit out on the patio and just go right to sleep. And he'll come home 12, midnight, 1 a.m., waking me up. Mom, it's time to go to bed. How long you been sleeping out here? Oh, I don't know. I came out a couple of hours ago. So there's no telling how long I've been asleep out there. But I've had people ask me, you're not afraid somebody would hurt you or come by? And I'm like, no. Said I feel totally safe. I don't feel weird about it at all. Is that it's I've had several people, very strong psychics, tell me, you got big angels that walk behind you all the time. I'm like, good. I need all the help I can get. That explains why I didn't get hurt a lot of times, because obviously they were doing their job. Um, but so yeah, that's kind of wild that other people see them. I don't see them, but other people see them. Um, and so I figure, okay, they're on duty. That's why they let me fall asleep. They know I'm okay. So probably the worst thing to happen would be if a bug landed on me and then I would have a heart attack. Don't like bugs. So, and I live in a swamp and say I don't like bugs. It's like bugs are everywhere. You can't get rid of them. Uh, it's like if you live down in South Florida, man, you got those big cockroaches like we do, because they live in the swamp. They live in the oak trees and everything. That's their normal place to be. Um, but this is fascinating. We're gonna have to get you back on once you get your channel up and running, and get some videos on there. And that was the hardest thing for me to learn to do, was to just do a recorded video of just me talking to nobody but the camera, and then posting it. I felt stupid doing that. It's like I always did live streams, and everybody kept telling me, you got to do recorded shows. And I'm like, I don't like doing recorded shows. But then when I started doing them, it was like, oh, actually, I do kind of like doing it like this. It's just invariably the minute I start doing it, that's when all my guys decide they're going to make noises. Because it's my son, who's in his 40s, my nephew, who's getting ready to turn 20, my brother, who's in his 50s, 2 dogs, a cat, a lizard, all in a 3-bedroom apartment. And so if my room is half the living room, we just put curtained walls up for me to close myself up, but you can still hear through them. And they forget sometimes, and they come through making noise, and everybody's like, who is that? Just the boys. Just ignore them. They'll be quiet in a minute. So some people get irritated, but I'm like, hey, that's just life. Cameras don't work. Sound doesn't work. People walk through. You just got to roll with it, right?
Exactly.
So Well, I'm really excited you came on. We're right at 55 minutes, and I don't want to take you over an hour because that gets exhausting. And give you time to finish doing what all you need to do. Give me time to
For
go to the little
having me.
girl's room and do my stuff later. And I'm so glad you came on. Thank you so much for this. I am just this is like this is already talking to me. So it's like I started to light it and it said no, not yet. I went, oh, okay. Because when I opened the box, like I said, when I opened the box, I'm like, what the hell's from Missouri? I don't know anybody in Missouri. And until I opened it, I realized. But now I do. So, and it's talking to me. I've already been showing it off to everybody that'll take 5 seconds to look at it, and but that way we can schedule you, get you back on, and in a couple of months, and y'all be sure you go over to Trisha's YouTube channel and subscribe. We need to get her some subscribers so she can start doing live streams on YouTube.
Thank
You
you.
can have 50 subscribers in order to do that. They changed the number. I didn't realize that. So y'all need to get over there and do that. And in the meantime, anything new that comes up, anything new you want to start doing or discover, give me a holler. We'll go on and talk about it. And but I love what you're doing with these. I mean, it's just when I go through y'all go to her website and go look at all the stuff she's got. It's like wow, blew me away. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful candles. And like you said, they each have their own story. We get used to buying the manufactured ones at Walmart, and they don't talk to you. They don't mean anything. It's just a candle. Sometimes they smell nice, if you're lucky. Sometimes they have a weird smell. I don't know. I usually throw them away. And I've got a box full of burned up candles. We keep saying we're going to scrape out what's at the bottom and then make our own candle. We just never did it. So my son, I said, throw that crap away. It's just, we don't have any way to even do that if we wanted to. You have to have equipment for that. Special pots, and stuff to pour and mix and do. I like, when the hell are we going to have time to do that? I said, between your music and my YouTube, we're both constantly going. So, but I thank you very much for coming on with me. I'm so glad Arthur was like, hey, I got somebody you need to call her. I'm like, okay.
Appreciate the invite. Appreciate your time.
Oh, you're welcome. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I love the whole story, everything behind it. And wait a minute, what? Somebody's saying something over here in chat. Damn pop-ups. They show up and next thing I know, half of my screen is blocked. Okay, it was something old. My chat rolled back up. My computer's like acting freaky today. I don't know what's going on, but it's like really weird. All right, it literally scrolled itself back to the top.
Light the candle and let that energy settle.
I'm gonna have to, yeah, because it's like now it's like, okay, we're ready. You need to settle everything down here because it's getting a little crazy. So I'm gonna go in and add Trisha's YouTube channel to the description box so that y'all make it easier for y'all, or you can just go to the search bar and put ribbons and wax in, and voila, there she is. And then that way you can subscribe and like and share, get everybody else to go over and subscribe. That's how we help each other. Make sure you like on this one. Give me a thumbs up. After the show is over, if you come back in, and this is for anybody's live stream, after it's over, if you go back in and leave a comment, thumbs up, thumbs down, great show, go to hell, whatever it is that you want to say, put it in there, and it boosts the algorithm. So it pushes our channel out. So when people go looking for somebody that talks about this, that, or the other, they'll funnel our channel through their feeds. So you would be amazed at some of the messages you get in the comments. It's most of the time I
That was
leave
fun,
them. I don't.
Sherry.
Most of the time
fun.
I don't. I don't. I don't. I don't do anything with them if they're a little iffy. There's been a couple of times I've had to go in and delete someone's comment and be like, okay, yeah, you can't comment on that no more. I'm gonna block you now. Some people get really ugly, but most people are just funny, or even if they're irritated at you, they usually 2 days later you get a message saying, "I was kind of ugly. I'm sorry." Yeah, no biggie. We all have our moments, right? So you're talking about
Exactly.
I can be the prime bitch of the year. Believe me, if I get mad enough. So, um, but y'all have a great afternoon. Thank you again so much for coming on and sharing your gift. I can't wait to have you back again and get everything up and rolling and see what else new you've got that you started to create. And a process like this is always changing, so that's what's exciting about it.
Absolutely.
It's not
Absolutely.
stagnant, it's
Thank
constantly
you.
growing and changing. And y'all have a great weekend. I'll be back at 5 o'clock Central in 2 hours with Deborah Zachow, who's got a new book that just came out. And so we're going to talk about her new book. And I think it's a children's book. I don't remember. I got to go reread my notes I put on it. So um, that's what happens when I make notes at 1 a.m. I don't remember them the next day. I have to go back and reread them. And then, of course, slumber party tonight, 10 o'clock Central. Come back, have some fun, get a naughty card pull. That's the slumber party is you can do nice or naughty. So you'll either get like a nice oracle card pulled and read, or you get one of the naughty cards that are usually very explicit language to them or really risque suggestions to them. And you get a naughty card pulled, and it's just all for fun. So um, that's the show I have to run a content warning before the show. Explicit language will be used. If this bothers you, don't watch. So CYA, man, because YouTube can get really funny sometimes. All right, y'all. Have yourself a great afternoon. I'll see everybody later. And bye for now.